This movie is one that touches my soul so much because it it's so good. Let me correct that. It is so bad that it's great. It is so entertaining. And this movie is sigh or challenge, depending on what language version you want to speak on it. And all I can say is to watch this is to simply let your mind go and just enjoy. Sai was a movie that was released in 2004. It is an Indian Telegu movie. Now, Telegu is a language group in India. They make not Bollywood movies, they make Tollywood movies. And this was one that was an absolute hit in 2004. And needless to say, it is the perfect example of a person who saw rugby like maybe once, maybe two or three times. Somebody briefly explained it to them, and they just filled in the rest of the blanks themselves. Because this movie is nuts when it comes to its rugby. It's nuts in its plot line, and it's just like everything and nothing all simultaneously. This movie follows the story of Prudhvi, played by Nithilan Reddy, and Shashank, played by the actor of the same name, Shashank. They're two students who are rivals of each other, and they're leaders of their respective class groups. Prudhvi is the leader of the science students, science and biology and math students, and Shawshank is the leader of the art and business students. Oh my God, this movie is wild. And the two sides are absolute rivals of each other at their school. So whenever they get into any kind of conflict on the school grounds, this is like, it's like West Side Story, but instead of it being, a gang fight, it's a rugby match. I freaking love it. Absolutely love it. And this is where it gets so wild because clearly the writer and the director for this movie did not know anything about rugby outside of what they had seen and interpreted for themselves. So basically the rugby that's played here is they do have to get to one side or the other. They do have the ball, but it's almost like it's just tackle fest. It's not a real strategy. It's we pass and then everybody on the team tackles. I think they have like 20 people on the field at one point, 20 people per side on the field. Whenever they score, they even explain it where they're like 2 points if you score on the right side, 2 points if you score on the left side. If you get it through the post, it's 1 point for the extra, and then you start it all over again. And they got the kick and everything like that. And it's so funny because even the scrumming is just chaos. It's just chaos. But I'm not going to lie, I loved every moment of it, all right? I loved every moment of it. But the significance of this story is that these two students are obviously, like I said, the leader of their respective groups, and a gangster by the name of Bhikshu Yadav, played by Pradeep Rawat, comes to the school to try and buy the land of the school from under the owners themselves. And Prudhvi and Shawshank come together to stop this man from doing it. Again, generic plot line, but this isn't about the plot line. It's not. It is about how they fill in the spaces through the plot line and how they are characterized. One of the other things that are absolute favorite for me is that that the writer for this movie was a science geek or an art geek. The key term is geek, and I use that in the most loving way, but they were geeks because this is the most geek cool guy fantasy ever. Prudhvi, who is the science leader is like portrayed as this motorcycle riding, freaking, Top Gun, you know, aviator glasses, smooth talking, gets all the girls, can do the dances, gets it all down, and just is like the coolest guy. And then you got the art guys who are like, they're all right. They're all right. They're not the worst. They're all right. They're athletic, but they're not like athletic. They're kind of just like, they play hard rugby. Like the petty is strong amongst this group. And it's just this back and forth for the majority of the movie. And of course, a girl gets involved, and now you get your, your Troy story almost. It's the who's got Helen of Troy kind of pushed back. Who's gonna take this and take that from that? Like, this movie involves everything. It involves a little bit of Bollywood-style choreography and dance. It involves some good IP stealing with the Chicago Bulls sign. I mean, this movie comes down to a showdown between the gangster and Prudhvi and Shashank's rugby teams. Like, I want more movies that are doing this. Break rugby the showdown, all right? Make that be what solves problems, how you deal with your stuff. Nobody fights in the streets. Ain't nobody just battling against each other. It's just pure rugby matching up against each other and just getting dirty. Just getting dirty out there. I love it. It is so hilarious, but it is so bad because the plot is all over the place. It is absolutely all over the place. Look, if you watch this movie with the intent of being able to have a clear, concise story and good character development and, great writing, this ain't the movie for you. But if you want a movie where you can literally just shut your brain off, just watch the entertainment. You got to read subtitles, but it's okay. Just enjoy the moment. This is absolutely the movie. And it's just rugby. It's rugby and dancing, and it's not quite a musical, but if you've seen a Bollywood movie, this is what it does. Like, I 100% recommend that you watch this. I think everybody should watch this out at least once. And you can actually find it on YouTube. You just got to look up Sye, S-Y-E, and you will absolutely be able to find it. The only big kicker of this, and it can throw you off at first glance, is that this movie is 2.5 hours long. And there's a point in the middle of it where it actually feels like it moved from one movie to another movie and then went back to the original movie. But at the same time, this is a movie that starts off with a guy getting impaled by a bullhorn. So take it for what it is. Like, it's long, but you're going to be entertained enough where you're just like, I can keep pushing through this. This is so stupid, it's hilarious. I can keep pushing through this. So I recommend it. Like I said, as a true movie, this is probably easily like a 4 out of 10. But for straight entertainment, absolute just enjoyment, 8.5 out of 10 in my opinion. Yes, I give it that high grade because I love it so much. I've watched this movie like 4 times, and it never stops entertaining me. So definitely check it out for your Christmas time.